Make sure we recording. Alright. Peace and greetings. Thought I'd shoot this video real quick. As you know, I've been traveling. Just got back, so we're going to get back on our regular video schedule. More than likely Thursday, possibly Friday. Not sure if it looks like Thursday, but anyway. I'll get more into that. Just to run through a couple quick announcements. Again, reminder, we have the event at the end of the month, which is October 25th to the 27th. The Journey of the Black Adept Conference number 2. If you are interested in coming to the event, or if you did email me, you need to be registered for the event within the next week or two. People are asking me, is there a fee for the 3 days? Yes, there is. There's a very reasonable fee for the 3 days. Once you register and sign up, I send you that information, so you do need to, if you are coming, to be fully registered so we have you as an official head count. For those that are actually interested in coming and doing a presentation, as I said, we have one spot left open. We are in the process of completing the itinerary and putting that together. As I said, that I knew those spots would fill up kind of quick. If you are still interested in coming and doing a presentation, send me an email, and I will get back to you if that spot is still open. So again, that's October 25th to the 27th, which is the last weekend of this month, and that's rapidly approaching. The rituals that we normally do, or the ritual we do on a monthly basis, will be being done. As I said, this event involves 3 different ritual workings for that weekend. It'll involve classes, workshops, presentations, etc. So it is a 3-day event, and this is something, as I said before, that we have decided to do annually. This will be every October. If you are interested in signing up for the Lilith class, which is fast approaching, believe it or not, which will be Saturday, November 2nd, 3 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you would like to sign up for that class, send me an email and I'll send you the information on how to go about signing up for that class, which will be live, interactive with myself and everybody else that is taking that class. That'll be on the 2nd of November, 3 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is a Saturday. I know several of you have already signed up. That is unlimited. So I'll be taking people signing up for that class up until the day before. All right. If you're interested in a consultation or reading, send me an email, specify the time zone you live in, and the days and times that you're best available, and specify if you would like a consultation or a reading. All right. Emails in the description box of the videos, khnum19@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you get notifications every time that I go live or do a video or upload a video. Hit the like button. The like button expands the channel on a wider spectrum on YouTube. It'll pop up in more feeds, so it's important. Please hit the like button. Greatly appreciate it. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can also email, go to PayPal and use khnum19@gmail.com. The email that's in the description box. Anyway, to get to the subject matter, it ain't going to be too long, maybe 20-30 minutes with this. As you know, I like to shoot some of these little side videos once in a while when I get emails to address certain topics or emails I get. As I said, I don't have time, depending on what's going on, to answer all emails. It's just impossible, depending on what's going on. So I kind of like to sometimes address emails on a multitude of levels in videos like this. So I get a couple of emails, and let me just stress this, especially when it's some dumb shit, because my thing is I ain't got time to really mess with it, because I'm about doing stuff, business, work, whatever it may be, whether it's spiritual, if it's something I'm on the grind with, business or material, it's something that benefits or is about evolving on this path. And this path is about creating harmony between your physical mundane life which is your work, your career, your finances, and obviously connecting all that with your spiritual work, creating that harmony. So I get emails. Let me say this, okay? First, I'm not interested in what other people are doing. All right, that's number one. I don't really care. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not impressed. Some people get impressed or enamored with some stupid shit that people are doing on YouTube, and there's a lot of stupid shit on YouTube. All right, we all know this. There's a lot of stupid shit on YouTube. There's a lot of people doing a bunch of hooting and hollering. Well, somebody sends me an email, and I'm just going to be anonymous. Again, I'm not going to really get into calling out individuals because it's pointless. About individuals, and in this case, two specific individuals that are on YouTube. And again, I get a lot of emails about people, and it's in reference to Paulo, and I get a lot of emails about this shit. First, let me address this. As I said before, I do not practice the traditional aspect of Paulo, Santeria, Ifa, the 21 divisions, voodoo, whatever you want to, any of them systems that, though they're different, unfortunately people tend to group them connected and together. There is a connection there, but they are separate systems. Anyway, some people are still enamored with this. Some people are still fascinated with this whole thing about getting initiated, whatever. Well, I get an email from somebody, and it's about doing spiritual work. Okay? They're asking me, they heard such and such say this. Can this happen? Can that happen? Is this possible? And all this other type of shit. Fucking random. Here's the thing you need to understand about that. First and foremost, they saw a video, and this person was talking all this crazy shit in the video, that they could do this, and they could do that. And my thing is, first of all, I don't think anybody that gets on YouTube, this is just me, this is my opinion, and talks about or claims all the shit that they can do, and how powerful they are, and how deep they are, and whatever the fuck they claim. It ain't even that deep if you're getting on YouTube running your mouth. Alright? That's first and foremost. Nobody in their right mind will get on YouTube and talk a bunch of shit. Because if they are, that's exactly what it is. It's a bunch of shit. Alright? If you're going to feed into that stuff and get enamored with the power that you think somebody has, then you're going to fall for you're going to sip the Kool-Aid, and you're going to fall for the hype. As I said before, nobody online, on YouTube or any social media platform can sell you a naga pot. If you fall for that shit, you're stupid. If you're going to be dumb enough to pay somebody thousands of dollars to do some shit and you get taken for your money, then that's your fault. That's your stupidity. If you're going to get sucked into somebody on YouTube talking about how they can work these dark magic rituals for you and do all this type of crazy shit, and you go pay them ridiculous money and you get scammed, that's your business. And two, if you get scammed or ripped off, then look, point blank, you asked for it, you deserved it, and you got taken. So people ask me about work, doing it. As I mentioned many times before, I work on a discrete level when it comes to certain things. I'm not open. You're not going to hear me get on YouTube and talk that nonsense and fuckery about how, I've had people come in live chats. Oh, my father-in-law is doing this and that. How can I put a curse on him? Yeah, we're going to talk about that in the open on YouTube. Look, that's all hype and games, okay? That's not how this works. Anybody that's about some real shit, first of all, I wouldn't reveal openly or even allude in the slightest bit openly to anybody what I did or did not know, because that's giving your enemies your weaknesses. Okay, that's number one. Let's establish that. So anybody that gets on YouTube talking shit about how deep and powerful they are, that's a red flag right there. As you know, there's certain things I will not address in videos because you have to be careful. One, you gotta be careful what you say, how you say it. Two, you don't know who's watching. But for all them people that get caught up in these fuckery arguments and debates and shit, leave that for those people. That's for the people who want to be YouTube entertainers. That's for the people who put on a show. You understand what I'm saying? For the camera. That's what they want. Leave that for those type of people. Stop getting caught up in that. Be on your game. Do what it is you got to do for yourself, and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Now, I've always said, if you're so busy seeking something or somebody out, you're a follower. Okay? You're a follower. And I'm running into a lot of people over the years who, one, they can't stay focused. They're all over the place. They're dabbling in everything. And as I said, I did a video a while back, jack of all trades, the masters of nothing. All right? This path, as I said before, for those that really are on it, study it, know it, it is no fucking joke. This ain't no Hollywood shit. This ain't no movie shit. This ain't no YouTube sensationalism video clip shit that you see, conspiracy theories and all. This is about doing some life transforming work. And you know that by the experiences that you go through. If you ain't having real experiences in real time, and them experiences ain't changing you, and they're not evolving you, and you're not transitioning, and sometimes, as I said a million times before, that transition isn't always an easy or a pleasant thing, then you ain't doing no fucking work. Alright? So I'm not worried about what other people do or don't do. I'm not worried about what other people say and don't do. And as I said many times before, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me or what I do, what I like, or what they like and don't like, or they like this. Well, I heard the brother said this, I don't agree with it. I couldn't give two shits. All I do know is what I do gets results, because I see it on a regular basis for myself and for others selectively that I work with. That's all that matters to me. And as I said before, I don't know how many times I have to say it before it sinks in people's heads. The only person you need to convince that you're getting shit done and getting results is yourself. The quicker you learn that, the better off. When you get caught up in the hype and you're worried about what everybody else is wondering or thinking about you, or you're concerned with what everybody thinks, that's what I said before is the problem with this YouTube shit. You understand? Because people get caught up in the hype. It's become a playground of fuckery for people that want to be entertainers. And as I said before, a lot of people in this so-called occult, conscious circuit, whatever you want to call it, they're more interested in being entertained than actually learning. They're more interested in being entertained than actually applying this information and getting results. So what good is it if you, again, reading all this shit, you studying all this, again, jack of all trades, master of nothing. You dabbling in all this shit and all this fuckery, but your life is a hot mess. What does that tell you? The problem is you. So, as you see, one, as I said before, I don't get caught up in none of that fuckery. As you see from day one, I told you, people email me, oh, why don't you should leave the comments open for your video so people can dialogue. No, I'm not going to leave that door open for people with their fuckery and their nonsense, because as I said before, and I'll say it again, I'm just putting information out there. I'm not interested, because you're always going to get the fools that want to come along and across on the channel and think they know something. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I don't want that side to come out, because you will get your feelings hurt. And two, I ain't got the time and the energy for it. I don't care. I'm too busy doing other shit. Okay? There are other people. Look, if this is your thing and you're on YouTube 24/7 and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, I use it as a platform to get information out. That's it. I ain't on that shit 24/7 like some people that ain't got no lives. They're on that shit all day, every day, all day. I'm not talking about the people that check in regularly. I'm talking about there's people that live on that shit all fucking day. They ain't got no life. All they doing is they caught up in the gossip and the slander and the fuckery. And I call them YouTube occultists. You know, YouTube left-hand pathers. Or YouTube conscious wannabes. Right? It's become a playground for fake-ass people to hide. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool when you either hiding behind a keyboard with a fake ass screen name, or you get on video hooting and hollering how big and bad you are, but when it come down to the nitty gritty face to face, you don't want to meet. Okay? I had that about 2.5 years ago, and that's why I don't get involved in it, because I know that's just how I am. I'd rather deal with some shit face to face. I ain't got time to be back and forth game on YouTube with arguing. And I had to ask this individual, if you got an issue with it, let's meet, square it out. I ain't got time to go back. One thing I hate doing is texting, if you know me. I ain't with emailing a lot back and forth. To me, it's impersonal, and there's a lack of interaction. That's just me. I do it because it's the day and age we live in. I have to do it because it's part of business. It's part of social circles. It's just the time and era we live in. But I only do it when I have to do it. Outside of that, I don't fuck with none of that stuff. I keep telling people. So I ain't on these social media platforms 24/7, be it YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's become an addiction, and I keep telling people, it's become their new virtual world, their new virtual reality. Okay? And it's become a mental sickness for some people. And as I said, you got a lot of people on YouTube that want to be YouTube superstars. Hollywood, they want fame. And that's what this shit has become. Let's keep it real. That's what this shit has become. I'm not talking about the people that are on here doing real things and real work. I'm not talking about. There are some good people on here talking about some good stuff, doing good things, doing good work. All right, so I'm not talking about those people. We know who those people are, because their results speak for themselves. We know who those people are, because what they do speaks for itself. But don't send me emails, such and such. I told you, if somebody's sending you emails claiming to be, if that's your thing and you're enamored with it, that they're initiated in Palo and they're telling you they could do this and all this other shit for you, ask them to trace their family lineage line. Trace their Nagapat from their godparents, whatever Polaros they came under, and trace it on back to the origin of where it comes from. If they say they're dealing with the Naga from Nigeria, well, their family lineage, I don't give a shit if it's a Latino house, it should be able to go back somewhere in that lineage. There's easy ways to question the authenticity of it, right? But if you're stupid and ignorant and they're feeding you the Kool-Aid and then they're going to hit you with a ridiculous amount of money to do some so-called ritual or work for you, then you deserve what you got coming for you, because you ain't do your homework. I've said this many times before. I don't know how many times I need to say it again. This path is about relying on yourself. If you don't feel you have the power, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding to carry out the work for yourself, then you have no power. You are not a black magician. You are not a black adept. See, that fuckery is for those people who are weak-minded, who don't have confidence in themselves and their insecurity, or they have insecurities, and they feel like they can have somebody else do the shit for them. If that's what you believe, or that's what you need, then that's for you. I'm gonna say this, I don't need nobody to do shit for me. I don't need nobody to do a damn thing for me. I do it for myself. And I know it works because I get results. I don't care if anybody accepts that. You don't have to agree with that. You don't have to like that. That's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. But all I know is what I do, it gets results. That's all I know. What I do gets results. So I'm not interested in somebody contacts me and claims to be a priest or a priestess of this, and for $2,000 they could do this work for me. That's crazy. I mean, look, I've heard even worse, crazier stories. But my whole point is this path, I always say the one word that nobody ever pays attention to: self-mastery. The key word in that sentence is self. If you're lacking the confidence to do it for yourself, that's okay. If you feel like you need to go and hire an outside spiritualist, priest, priestess, or guru to do it for you, then that's fine. But my thing is this: the game they'll run on you, especially in those systems, is that traditional bullshit. They act because they were raised in a certain tradition, whether it's Lukumi, Santeria, Ifa, whatever the fuck. That, because They were raised in that tradition. They're the only ones that know how to do it right. That's a bunch of bullshit. Why? Because I can sit here and be all day, which would be a waste of time, and I wouldn't waste my time. I could sit here all day and document rituals that I've done for myself, etc., where I've gotten better results than years ago when I was in those systems. See, that's the hype. That's the game. They think, oh, all right, I'm Cuban, or I was initiated. See, you're not. I was initiated over in Cuba. I was initiated over in Haiti. I was initiated over wherever. And then all of a sudden, people thinking they're non makes them 100% authentic. Yeah, they could be getting results, but if you believe the fuckery that they're the only ones that have the ability to do it, then if you get taken for your dough, that's on you. I don't care if I left that shit years ago. I don't know how many times I gotta say that. And just so time frame we can identify, I'm gonna say 06. Right? I've left that alone going on well over 12, 13 years now. Alright? I don't fuck with that no more. It's a money game. It's a money train. It's a gravy train. And if you want to keep being in a system of servitude and keep serving things, that's what you're going to keep doing. Yeah, who cares what the traditionalist says? The traditionalist is going to be anti this path. They don't know what left-hand path is about, black magic. They don't know what path to self-mastery is because they're going to tell you some bull. You can't do that yourself. That's not right. Right according to who? Who's the authenticator that says it's right or wrong? Somebody at some point had to start it, and then as it gets passed down, it's somewhere along the line gets authenticated as that's the tell-all be-all. Well, I don't fucking operate like that. I don't know how many times I gotta say it. I don't care to operate like that. If you fall for that fuckery, that's on you. If you get taken for your dough, that's on you. And as I said, when it comes to spiritual work, doing work, rituals, look, if you're gonna do work like that, if you're gonna go seek somebody externally outside to do it for you, all I can suggest to you is this: make sure it's somebody reliable, somebody you can trust, and have a justifiable reason. Maybe you're inexperienced. Like, I get it, but sometimes you have to be careful because if you're desperate and inexperienced, somebody will take you to the cleanest for thousands upon thousands of dollars. So my suggestion to people that send me emails about stuff like that: if you feel you're not equipped, let's just say maybe you're not at that level, maybe you don't feel confident, okay, that can happen. So my suggestion to you, if you feel like you need to seek outside help and guidance, I would say do your due diligence. Don't hop on the first person you run into. Do research on a couple people. Make sure they legit, right? All you got to do is go on rip-off report, right? Do checks on these people. Make sure they ain't got a bunch of people on rip-off report. You know how many times I go on the internet? First thing I do when I see somebody who claims to do that shit, if you go on rip-off report and you see their name, and I ain't gonna say no names, but there's a lot of people on YouTube that are on them reports. I can see if it's one or two people, then we'll say maybe that was a bad experience. But when you got motherfuckers popping up all the time on rip-off report, that's a red flag. That's the first thing. Go on rip-off report. If there's some spiritualist on YouTube, or not even on YouTube, you can if you're going to a standalone Botanica or whatever. See if they pop up on the rip-off report. And if you see a history of 8, 9, 10, 12, and I've seen it, people complaining how this person took them for money, there's your answer. Don't fuck with that person. They running a game on you. I mean, I've seen all the crazy shit. And then I've seen on rip-off report, when they requested their money back, these people, these so-called spiritualists threaten them like they're going to do some work on them. I'm going to do something to you. I can't give you my money back, and if you keep fucking with me, then they act like they're going to turn around and do something on you. That's all the hype, man. That's the Kool-Aid. That's for the weak-minded people. That's for the people that ain't got no confidence in themselves. So my suggestion again, if you feel like you need outside help, do your research, people. Don't just give your money up to some fool, he or she, and you ain't do your research on them. Rip-off report is a great place to start. Type in their name. If they on the internet, YouTube or whatever, and they doing some fuckery, and you're going to see a documented history of them taking people's dough. There's your answer. That's it. That's all I can say on that. That's all I can say on that. I can't look. Why I don't respond to emails like that? I don't tell people what to do and not to do. I've said that from day one. That's not my job. Because you want to know why? People are going to do what they want to do anyway. I learned that years ago. So when people email me, should I get initiated in this? Should I do this? That's not my job to give you the answer to that. That's part of you doing your work on your path. That's part of you learning and growing. You need to make that decision for yourself based on your needs and what you need to do to evolve for your spiritual growth. To ask me or somebody else to do that for you is crazy. Because who knows better what you need for yourself than you? So anybody that sent me an email about should I do this or that, should I get initiated in that, you know how, if I have responded to you, you know how I respond to you. I'd simply say, that's something for you to figure out. I'm not going to tell you what to do and not to do, but as I said before, if you go into one of those traditional systems, be prepared to oblige by all the rules and the regulations. It's not a path like this where you have the freedom and the liberty to pick and choose and do what you want and lay out your own work. If you're going to get initiated in Palo, Voodoo, Ifa, Santeria, whatever, and you belong to any one of those traditional houses, or you come up under a priest, a priestess, a palero, a mamba, whatever it might be, a bokor, whatever it might be prepared to follow the rules. Because there's a structure, there's a guideline. And if you're going to be part of that traditional system, that traditional initiatic system, you have to follow the rules. There's no getting around it. I don't fuck with that no more. I lay the rules out. I do what the fuck I want to do. I design my own path. It's like, look at it like this. This path is like going into a store, a suit store as a man, or going into a car dealership and customizing your ride. It's like a guy walking into a suit shop buying a custom suit. It's custom fit. He gets the design he wants. He picks out the color. It's custom fitted to his likes and how he wants it to look and fit. Well, I'm using that metaphor. That's what this path is about. This path is about you designing your own spiritual path to custom fit your needs, your wants, and your desires. That's what I'm on. I'm on that shit. That's the vibe. That's the frequency I'm on. I ain't with all that. This governs this, and you must do this. And there's a lot of fake ass occultists on the internet. They're religious. They hide. They on the internet wearing these big ass ankhs, or they wearing all these African beads, and they religious. They hiding behind the religion. They claim to be occultists, but they ain't. All it is a front to scam you for your money. That's it. As I said before, only things I offer are classes, consultations, and reading for your growth. That's it. If I do personal work with somebody, it's very selective, and it has to be some level of relationship I've established with you. Anybody that gets on there openly, oh, if you pay me this, I can do this for you. Oh, if you pay me that, I can bring this person back. If that's what you want, that's on you. But don't send me emails and ask me my opinion on it and feedback. I'm not going to do that. Why? Because I don't care. And when I say honestly, I don't care, I do not care. I have no interest, desire, or any level of energy or intent to get involved in that type of nonsense or fuckery. That's it. This is not a religion, contrary to what people might think. This is a way of life. This is something you live, eat, breathe, shit, and sleep. From the moment you get up in the morning to the time you retire at night to bed. This is something, even though when you might not physically be carrying out something spiritual, ritualistically, this is something that's embedded and on your mind all day while you're working, while you're running business. Why do I say that? Because you're applying your growth from learning in them levels and taking it and utilizing it in your everyday life. So you're working this path 24/7. This ain't some part-time shit. Oh, I'm gonna turn on the camera and now I'm an occultist or a guru or a teacher or whatever the fuck you're calling yourself. Okay? And then the camera goes off and you ain't about shit. Okay? That's the difference, people. Understand what this path is about and understand what it's not. And the reason why a lot of people can't get with it or vibe with the frequency of it is because they're still fucking religious. They're still dependent on external shit for their salvation. They still think they're going to find the answer in some book somewhere. Or some guru or teacher's going to give it to them. or somebody they can pay to make the difference in their life. They feel somebody's going to do something for them. They just pay them and everything's going to be worked out. Or they go get initiated in something and that's all they need to do. Their life is fixed. They ain't got no more problems. Newsflash, that's not how this works. The quicker you realize that, the better off you will be. If you refuse to, and you keep sipping the Kool-Aid, and you keep getting sucked into the fuckery, there's nobody to blame but yourself. What have I been saying for years on all these videos? One of the first things we must understand and accept when we have knowledge of self is to accept responsibility for all of our actions, and to also take ownership of our success and our failures. See, that's the hard pill to swallow. That's the shit people can't get down with. They struggle with. Okay? This path, I keep telling y'all, this path is not for everybody. This is not for the weak-minded. This is not for the religious-minded. If you still believe in spooks, spirits, ghosts, and goblins, and fictitious theologies, and fictitious dogmas, philosophies, and religions, that's on you. Nothing's coming back for you, people. Ain't nothing coming to save you. There's no man with a long hair and a beard gonna come out of the sky in the clouds in some form of a rapture. There's no aliens coming back on a spaceship to scoop you up. It's not happening, people. The sooner you realize that, the better off you will be. Because you give life to that shit. When your energy is focused on that, you feeding that mythology, you giving it life, you keeping it alive in the ethers. That's what keeps this spell of mental indoctrination thick. Because what gives it power and life is you. That's what gives it life. So take that same energy and power you give into that shit and apply it to the path of self-mastery for you. Watch how shit starts to change for you. Watch how you don't need guru this and priest this and priestess that and palero this and that to do shit for you anymore. Because the power always has been within you. They don't want you to know that, because if they know you educate yourself and you do the knowledge on getting an information for self to do it for yourself, then what do you need them for, people? They become irrelevant now, because now you're taking money out of their pocket. Let me say this too, and I want to stress this. See, the people that do shit like that, that's what they do for a living. They stay on YouTube all day because they rely on suckers like you that watch their videos and pay them thousands of dollars to do work, because that's what they do for a living. The reason why people like me don't need to be on here 24/7 like that, I have my own business. I do things that I work on the side. I have hustles, legitimate hustles. Let me make that clear. I don't just do one thing. What I'm trying to say in a nutshell is, I don't rely on this shit to make money. This is something that I just love to do. And the only thing that I'll do in consultations, readings, and classes, the money I charge is just simply for my time.